Right back to the calls. Let's go to Katie in Boston. Katie decides as the undergrad president at UMass Boston. Katie, you're on Nightside. I'm going to ask you because we're getting tight on time to be as direct with your question or comment as you can be.
Of course. Hello, President Meehan.
Hi, Katie. How you doing?
Good. Excuse me. Just kind of my one question for you is, as the concerns of the students at UMass Boston is UMass Amherst is now obtaining, if this deal goes through with the Board of Higher Education, they will be obtaining 2 campuses while UMass Boston is struggling with an infrastructure issue. There was a budget issue. There was a bunch of construction going on, and UMass Boston feels like they don't even have a true campus of their own. And so how can you agree to this deal with UMass Boston going through all these struggles, and where was UMass Amherst when UMass Boston was struggling and our future budgetary-wise was a little gray, but UMass Amherst was not jumping the gun, yet they jumped the gun on Mount Ida and wanted to protect and save those students, but the own students in their own system didn't even feel protected from the Board of Trustees.
Okay, let's get his response, Katie, okay?
See, UMass Amherst has decided that they would want to make an investment for their students. The idea that UMass Amherst students should pay for UMass Boston construction or for UMass Boston deficits and things like that, that's not how UMass Boston is going to solve their issues. So this is something where UMass Amherst has the ability to borrow the money and to pay it back. But the idea, I've heard some people say, well, the $70 million that UMass Amherst is borrowing should go to Boston. But if I were a parent or a student at UMass Amherst, I'd say, well, why should a UMass Amherst student pay tuition and have the tuition money go to Boston? I think the Boston campus, of all the campuses, has the most upside. I mentioned earlier the real estate deal that Boston has is going to reap significant benefits. I would argue, and Boston had an opportunity to be part of the Mount Ida deal in terms of the campus. Boston has a more beautiful campus than Mount Ida. It's on the water. So Boston has a wonderful opportunity. There's been a significant infusion of funding for the Bayside that's going to help. State provided the bulk of financing for UMass Boston's new $183 million integrated science building. So all the campuses are separate entities. But look, UMass Boston, Barry Mills, the interim chancellor, did a great letter to the community to clarify things today. And what he basically said was one of Boston's greatest assets. It's his location. There's no other public university that has a home address in Boston. It's one of the greatest cities in the world. So Boston is going to do extremely well. They're growing. They're growing faculty. They're dealing with their budget issues. I have a lot of confidence in the future of UMass Boston.
Colleen, I don't know if that satisfies your answer, but that is the president's position. Okay?
One other point I would make, UMass Boston recently got housing. I fought hard to make sure Boston was the only UMass campus that didn't have housing, and I thought that was unfair. There were 100 new beds that are going to open on the campus. Traditionally, the private universities were against UMass Boston having housing, and UMass Amherst traditionally was against UMass having housing. I asked the folks at UMass Amherst to please not go to legislators and complain and let UMass Boston have, and to be collaborative and work with UMass Boston campus and not oppose the housing, and they were willing to do that. So UMass is stronger when the campuses collaborate with one another and make each other stronger.
Katie, I know that may not satisfy you, but I got to move on, okay?
Sorry. Yeah, can I ask one short?
No, because I got other people who waited just as long as you did, Katie. I'm sorry. We're gonna, I gotta let you go. Thank you very much, Colleen and Quincy. Colleen, you're next on Nightside on the Ring Central Nightside Caller Line. Go right ahead.